we have functioned with a tight core team, including some valued members from ESG and a rotating team of fresh creators and writers each year, adding new voices and ideas to the paper. Building from our knowledge, experience, and feedbacks, we present to you today Goa's newest cultural magazine, the Peacock Quarterly. Gracing this event, we have Jnanpith and Sahitya Academy awardee Shri Damodar Mazu as our chief guest, and Amrita Patil and Asavri Kulkarni as our honorary guests. To open this event, I'd like to invite Sachin Chatti, curator of the Cinephile Club ESG, an avid film connoisseur and critic, to say a few words on films and the Peacock.
Good evening everyone, namaskar, and a very warm welcome on this lovely evening here as we've gathered to launch the Peacock. As Impana gave a brief about Peacock, it's a very, very popular magazine during the International Film Festival of India. And prior to it being published and the birth of Peacock happened in Goa, it was published by the Directorate of Film Festivals from Delhi. Their team used to come here. But then Vivek had this very good idea of why not do it in Goa, since we have so much talent here in the form of writers, illustrators, and other people. So was it around 2015? I didn't do a proper study and I didn't do a proper speech in place here, so I don't know the exact years, but about 8 or 9 years back, or 7 years back, we started the Peacock here. And since then, it has grown from strength to strength. Every morning during the film festival, we see people, the first thing that they rush to when they come to this premises is they look out for a copy of the Peacock, because that gives them all the information that they need about the film festival. And then we thought, why not make this a quarterly magazine, which can cover, again, the art and culture of Goa and many other facets as well. So we're going to talk more about Peacock soon, but I can tell you a little bit more about ESG and the Film Club. So ESG not only conducts the International Film Festival of India in Goa during November, but we also have a film club here where we're going to have a screening in about 45 minutes time. We have a screening here every Thursday. I'm saying so because I can see a lot of people who are not regular members here. Those who are, they know exactly what I'm talking about. So come rain, come sunshine, we screen films here every Thursday. And we screen all kinds of films, whether it's foreign films. Today we are doing an Italian film called Il Postino, which has a Pablo Neruda connection. And since we thought we're launching the Peacock, why not do something related to literature? We also try to get films which are not seen very often. I realize that it's very easy to get foreign films, but it's more difficult to get Indian films. Very recently, we screened a film called Railway Children, which is going to premiere on Channel 4 on BBC next month, but it has not been screened in India at all. It's a brilliant Kannada film, which has gone to Busan and many other festivals. Same with another film called Pinky Ellie, which again has been acquired for international distribution, but nobody has picked up that film in India yet. So we had not only the film, but we also had the director of the film to talk about the film itself and give his insights. So at ESG, we also run the film club, and ESG is also trying now to branch into many other activities, whether it's music, whether it's culture. Peacock is kind of the beginning of just going out of the domain of cinema, and hopefully it will be a huge success. So thank you all for coming, and thank you very much.
Thank you, Sachin. Each year, a new team joins the Peacock headquarters at the Magnus Palace, adding a new wing to its family. As our readers and supporters, we consider you all as an extended part of us, keeping us moving and on our toes. To celebrate our collective journey with the Peacock and throw light on what our new venture of the quarterly holds, I'd like to call upon stage Jose Lorenco, co-editor of the Peacock, and writer, editor, and translator in both English and Konkani. Jose Lorenco, everyone.
Good evening, everyone. Must wondering why I walked onto the place with a laptop bag. Peacock. Here we are.
Wow.
A bunch of them. So let me start from the beginning. We started in 2015. Vivek is here, Sachin is here, and Bai is here. Bai had an article in this edition as well. So it was an attempt at showcasing what Goa has to offer in terms of films, the film festival itself with all its glory, multicolored glory. And it was the initiative of Ameya Abhyankar, the CEO of ESG, and Damu Naik was the vice chairman at that time. And one of the things that we featured in every edition was an artist who would prepare covers for each year. So this was, we had Kedar Dondu here. And we followed that up in 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, right up to 22. We had artists, Amrita Patil is right here. She featured in our 2016 edition. Let me quickly hold that up. This was 2016. And then Siddharth Gosavi in 2017, Pradeep Naik in 2018. I'll just show you the covers quickly here. So these are the covers. This is 2021, Bisaji Gadikar. This is 2017, Siddharth Gosavi. This is 2019. This was Sonia, right? Yes. Yeah. So the strength of Peacock, I think, as it evolved over the years, we have a slide up there. Let me go through the slides. Oh, how do I think I go? Yeah. No, wait a minute. Slideshow. On the beginning. In the beginning, there was light. Yeah. So the Peacock was a daily bulletin. We ran around 9 or 10 issues of it every day. We would assemble at the office at ESG upstairs at 9 o'clock. The whole team would get together, and our head honcho Vivek would assign us stories, and we'd all go out writing, getting interviews and taking photographs and short takes. The strength of Peacock, I think we can say at that time, was that we had a lot of interviews of directors, actors, producers, people involved with the cine industry. And then there were profiles of the films themselves, talking about the films. Short takes was a very popular little feature that we ran at the bottom of every magazine. We had that, where we would talk to people at the venue, right? And you must have seen these. These are the short takes. So our team would just go up to whoever it could be a viewer, it could be a director, a producer, an actor, and get them to talk about films, talk about TV, and that was quite popular because there was a participation from everyone. It united the entire family. The art was all, we could say, assigned art. It was commissioned art and original art. That's something that our team takes great pride in, that the Peacock has always had original art. As you can see here, this was one of the editions. You can see that there was Natsoya Kumpasar featured as a film on the cover there. And you can, the second row, can you name the film there? The sepia tone one. That's the Danish Girl. And Aferim. And the venue is where you can see landscapes of Kala Academy, the Martinez Palace, the old GMC entrance there. So this was all featured in the covers and in the art. There was also there were guest columns which featured some of our writers. There was Omkar Rege, Maria Lourdes Pravasta, Suyash Kamar, Yudhisthir Rajisar, and Ina Vincent, who wrote about art, Ferran Zuberio, who wrote about heritage, Urvashi Bahuguna. So we had a lot of very distinguished writers. Bai is here today with us. Damodar Madhuki wrote in the very first edition, as good as a piece welcoming us to IFI, and Goa. This is another edition, the covers of it are here. So a particular artist's style would be manifested throughout there. In the first edition, we had also young writers like Jonathan Rodriguez, Ali Abreu, Greg Fernandez, Kinjal Setia, Aditi Desai, and there was Chirag Shikarkar, who was very good at short takes. So I think Peacock has also functioned as a kind of an academy or a learning ground, a training ground where young writers, young photographers would come, interact with some of the best people in the film fraternity from at state level, national level, and international level, hone their writing skills, their photography, and learn how to get the best out of an interview and profile it and edit it quickly, all in the duration time of 24 hours. So that was quite an achievement, and that process still continues. People say this is an ESG, an unofficial ESG academy for writing, for art, for photography, for talking about films. Our readership based and content. Readership, I think, one of the nice things about the Peacock is that not only everyone comes in the morning and tries to get it to read along with their coffee as they sit waiting for the films to begin, but they also take them home, so that magazine acts as a kind of ambassador of Goa, of IFI, of all our, the beauty of our state, and gets taken to various countries all over the world. So the readership is truly international. If you see the people profiled in the magazine, and those who are reading it and take it home, we've had viewers coming to the Peacock offices and taking whole bunches of the entire festival's editions, and we, at the end of on the last day, we staple these, 9 or 10 sets and we give them an entire kind of compilation of all those, and they take them home very happily. The festival, as you all know, started in 1952. Sachin has briefly talked about it. I said, Sachin, if in 2015, I was talking to him just now, in 2015, if we had the 46th IFI and we go backwards, it comes to 1969, so how come 1952, the math doesn't add up and all that. So Sachin said, oh, they didn't have it in between some places. So I guess someone just woke up late and decided not to have the festival or something like that. So in 2000, it moved to Goa in the year 2004. So the Peacock magazine started in 2015. Prior to that, there was a newsletter from the DFF, and that was also in Hindi, which was also kind of run along with Peacock for some time. As I mentioned earlier, we've had guest columnists, very distinguished writers, Wendell Rodriguez, Damodar Mauzo, Yudhishthir Raj, Isar, Rina Vincent, Fernando Value, and many others. I don't have the entire list here. And we've had good photographers, young photographers like Niju Mohan, Praveen, Michael Praveen, our star, Asavri Kulkarni, who will later be giving a presentation here. She's been a tremendous asset, really brought a lot of value to our magazine. And Siddharth Lal, he was a young trainee, or you could say intern at the Goa Photography School, right? Vivek? And he joined us very early, and he was a really tough guy. He would do everything. He would shoulder any responsibility was given. So he grew up over these 7 years that he did. Sid is one of our most favorite photographers. So we've had photographers, young writers. Layout, Amol Kamath has been tremendously consistent in helping us out all these years. And one of the things most in demand was that schedule at the back of it. And our recommendation, Sachin every morning would tell us 5 films that he would strongly recommend that the viewers watch or readers watch. And there you can see the little box. That's the kind of synopsis of the cover, what the cover talks about, what are the layers that lie beneath that image. That is what we do for every edition, for every year. Work that goes in creating something amazing. That's, you can recognize the Impanna there, and that's Kinjal, right? Right? Yes. Kinjal Setia. And there we have the team working, and you can see Vivek, you can see Sachin, and you can see me with the bald patch there. We lose a lot of hair, we go Peacock. 2015, and 7 years later in 2022, they say there's something called the 7-year itch. Maybe it's a myth. So you get restless after, being married for 7 years. You want some more love in your life. So the Peacock went ahead and got some more love, and that's our new quarterly magazine, which opens its scope to a much wider range. But again, always revolving around cinema, revolving around the arts associated with cinema, because cinema covers everything. And in this edition, we have some very good writers. We've got Vishwesh Kanolkar talking about heritage and history. Ramo Fernandez has given us a guest story article on Bob Marley.
Wrong publication.
Oh, sorry. Oh, good. Yes. That's the kubab there. That's the thing, you get mixed up with the too many things. Yeah, okay, right up there you can see, you can recognize Oscar Lorona.
Vikram Doctor on
Yeah, that's Vikram Doctor's quite a whole story of how Goa became LGBT friendly. And Fernando Velu, as we mentioned, he's talking about the architecture of GMC, the old GMC, and Martinez Palace. Yes, I'm going to be careful now about which stories I talk about. Goa is a small place, and we are very incestuous as far as magazines go, I guess. Yes, so Dr. Tariq Thomas, we owe a lot to him because he initiated this. He gave us full support and backing for this expanding into a quarterly, which will run for every 3 months or 4 months. Hope everything goes well, and we hold steady there. And the magazine, the IFI Peacock, of course, will continue with a strong team, with new members coming in, with stories being showcased just as before. And we are very grateful to the team at ESG. Aransha Sanchez was really helpful to us. The CEOs over time, over the years, are Amir, Abhyankar. We've had Dr. Subhash Vardesai, Dr. Tariq Thomas, Subhash Vardesai, Damodar Naik was the Vice Chairman, Rajendra Talak, Brunel Balke has also been very supportive. So the entire team, we owe a lot to them for all these 7 years of work. So thank you very much, and we hope to have your continued support for the Peacock and the quarterly.
Thank you. That was Rosina Renzo, everyone. One of the most prized members of our team, adding value and gaining love for our newspapers and now the quarterly, is Goa's well-known photographer, artist, and home chef, Asavri Kulkarni. I'd like to invite her on stage next to give us a peek into her work for this first issue, a style book on the Kundi sari.
Hello everyone, good evening. Thanks for being here. This has been my office for 10 days. During AV, this is my office for 10 days. So when he said 7 years, my daughter is also 7 years old, and when Vivek called me and said, Asavri, could you be the photographer for this Peacock iffy time. So I said 10 days of commitment is big, like with a daughter. So I said you can go back home for childcare, and he gave me the freedom to do, to be a mother and be a photographer at the same time, and that is a big thing for for a new mother especially. So that was my journey uh, with Peacock, and but with Kundi, this is my getting back to Kundi's and the pictures and the whole photo essay that I'm trying to do with Kundi's. This is the first picture I had taken in 1998 when I was a photographer, trying to be a photographer in art college. It is taken on a film, and this is in the private collection of Pravarai. It is printed on a khadi, a tea. I used to print my pictures on khadi at one point of time, which were dyed with tea bags. So I get that tinge of old feel to the cloth, and then I used to print my pictures onto that cloth. So this picture is in Pravarai's collection in Darjeeling, and it's my favorite picture. She was the oldest member in this village called Indravado in Kankon. I had walked, I remember, almost 3 hours into that forest to get pictures of these people, along with Rajan Kerkar's wife, Purnima Kerkar. She was documenting some songs and some OVOs with them. So this is 1998. I was very young then. Still I am, I guess. And I will continue working with Kundis. So this is the first picture, and I don't know her name. I wish I had asked her name. And that's another picture. This is Karshi Fugri, which they performed for us. And again, it was taken on film. And look at the quality, it's still so amazing. I used to have a FM10. This was 50 ISO film roll I had taken the shot on. And this is my latest picture, which was taken a month back. And this is with a mirrorless camera, Canon mirrorless camera. You can, I'm sure I would love to go back to film and start shooting film again. But I'm sure that quality of that picture and this picture is a vast difference. So this is in a village in Shirshi. The Kundis have a small settlement. She's got a cataract. That's another picture. And then we start with Heta.
So birthday today.
Yeah, and happy birthday, Heta. So I would like to thank Heta for giving me 4 different colors of Kundi sarees, and which I used for an entire shoot. And she also gave me a small black blouse, which none of the models could fit into. But I requested her if she could give me without the blouse, and she did, and very few other models did. But Heta was my first model who I started the shoot with. I was unsure how I wanted to treat this entire shoot like. And I just started it. I'm very blank. And Vivek gave me the freedom to do whatever I wanted, not like the typical client brief like saying that I want this way, this way, this way. There was no brief. He said, just do whatever you want, Asabi. Go, like, just do it. Like. And yeah, that's the picture. Outside Heta's house, this is in Salika. Yeah. That's another picture. Preeta here, Preeta certified. So Preeta came along with me to Kepe, and it was a beautiful journey. We spoke, we ate, I carried some ladus, and we spent good 2-3 hours with the tribes there. And Preeta is wearing a beautiful grey sari from her own collection and a golden khan blouse. So this is a shot which I took in John's house. John, right, Preeta? Yeah. That's Preeta. So we created that smoke and all that. We created this little set around background, and my assistant Harsha, she's just a 9th standard studying girl who used the reflector, the setting sunlight, which is flashed on her face, and that's all that I'm going to use. Here I have used a small 80-100 flash for the background. Same here with the here I have used a flash with a bounce with a golden reflector. That's why a little gold tinge. And Rita is an amazing model. I call her my Smita Patil of the series. So I also shot some pictures with the original natives. So these are some of the shots. They are very sweet. Yeah. I love the way their fingers and the features, the wrinkled hands, the lines that run deep into their skin. That's another of my favorite pictures. This is just a little light which I've used from the setting sun, which has bounced back on my face with a reflector. And my assistant. And the Aboli and the connection is so strong. I'm sure, they breathe Aboli. That's another of my favorite shot. Look at the lines, look at the happiness. She's so beautiful. It's just that I've taken a picture, that's all. Otherwise she's really beautiful. Okay. So they have this very particular style of wearing a sari blouse, which is always puffed, balloon puff sleeves, and it usually has some fruit, like it has strawberries on it. Can you see little strawberries on it? It's very interesting. So this is clip behind John's house in the chili field. That's John's mother, and this is a very interesting color of Kundi sari that she was wearing. I haven't seen anybody having this. I haven't seen this for a long time. Like, she's very simple. It's very, very beautiful and very simple. Again, I've used a very little faint light on her face. This is not happening right now. Okay. So she's Mandira. She was the third person after Preeta I shot. Mandira is a metaphysician and a Reiki healer. She's from US and a belly dancer also. Mandira Srivastava. She's wearing Keta's red kundi again, right? So if you can see that white line there at the end of it's a diffuser which I've used. That's the only light I've used in this picture. So wherever you see this thing flying, it's my daughter holding the pallu like so that. It looks very old-fashioned, but just.
Where did you get the idea to do that? Is it 1950s to hold up the pallo like that?
I'm very ancient, Vivek, with my thinking. I guess that's. Yeah, but I don't know. I thought I need to cover up the space with kundi as much as possible, not just on the human. Yeah. So there's a little table which she had climbed on and she was holding it. So she's Nupu Press. She's a Bangladeshi watercolor artist. She does watercolor and she's a graphic artist. Again from America. Settled in America. You should check her work. Her name is Nupu Press. You should check her work. It's really amazing. She's wearing Heta's black sari, which is my favorite from she's wearing, and Heta told me a very interesting thing. It's used only for mourning. During the mourning, it's worn mostly. So birthday, I know, but yeah. So a lot of time when I told the women to wear the sari without the blouse, they were very wary about how they looked. So there is a lot of this whole thing about how will I look, would I look nice, would I look beautiful. So there's this thing about they want to wear it, but the fear of getting judged is which stops a lot of people from being creative. So I feel to be creative, you need to be in a lot of pain, or you need to have a lot of feel rejected, be in pain, be sad to create the best work. Like, and at least for me, to come out with the best work, you need to feel that you need to be sad, you need to feel it. You cannot be in comfort and create great work. Like, I believe so. No great work happens in comfort zone. So I don't know. Amrita, do you believe this? Yeah, so that's Nupu Press. This was shot in Nehru, backwaters. That's Amrita. Okay, so Sharika, she's an animal psychologist, a friend now after the shoot. And she became my assistant also. She said, I want to come and learn with you. And these are her dogs. They are Pashmi hounds. This is one of my favorite shots from the series. Again, she's wearing a black kundi without the blouse. Thank you. And that's Lika and that's Bandi, right? Kapshi and Bandi, then those two dogs. The third one is missing. This we shot at the Sukur Plateau. And again, I've used the light. That moonlight thing is actually my 80-100 light, which I have used to create this. And we almost shot this at the sunset, so I could get that little blue tinge here again. I did not use her, I didn't want her to be in the magazine at this point, but yeah. Naya, Enya, Naya. And that's Nika, right again? Kapshi, okay. Now Kaushalika, she's looking gorgeous here. And again. Okay, this suddenly gets stuck. That's another favorite shot of mine. And Kaushalika is very beautifully posing now. The rest are doing okay. Again, another of my favorite shots. I just love this shot. I think I like cats. So, Norma actually couldn't climb the. She's Norma Alvarez. Everybody knows Norma. So the window here at her house is a little higher than the usual length. So her son picked her up and made her sit on the window. And he styled her, and the cat wouldn't wait. So actually, her son is behind the cat, trying to hold the cat from behind and trying to do all kinds. So behind the scenes are always very crazy. It's not nice things. Sometimes it's funny. But the way she's sitting, look at her feet rested on that edge. It's so feminine, so beautiful. 74 shades, and look at her, like, gorgeous. Again, I have used the light. So the whole series has flair in it. Not flawed, but flair. Flair in the pictures, like. So, and the red windows, it's just a beautiful thing. Because of Norma, of course. Another shot. But the cat has almost jumped up to this, like, scratching her. Let's see. Am I going too slow? Huh? So, Lina is the only marine person who has stayed at the Mumbai port, only female who has stayed on the Mumbai port for the longest of the time. And I think no female before this was allowed to stay, right? And presently, she also runs a restaurant called Pier and Vasco. Check it out. So she's again wearing Heta's blue kundi. I'll be told to find out soon, so I will do it. So here is my favorite shot with the bird flying and Lina overlooking the boat. We waited for that bird for a really, really long time. So I tried to give a little Raja Ravi Verma feel here. I'm going to go quick, okay? So here we have Purnima Khedkar, author, writer. She regularly writes in newspapers and she's got several books. Kaushalika was assisting, so we had to create smoke effect. This is the backyard of the house where the bathroom is. So this was shot in the bathroom, and we created this whole setup and whatever we could in that little time we had. So these shots are not there. Here the pallu was held by Kaushalika. She was holding the pallu. Diksha, are you here? Sure. So Diksha is a cosmetologist and dermatologist practicing right now in Portfolio and Mapsa. So this is mangrove, naval mangroves. So we got Eve teased here during the shoot. So she was all, let's go. I said, no, let's finish and then go, let's go. Because we were just 3 of us shooting there. And it was like completely abandoned and nobody there. So she was like really scared. Sheetal is also, Sheetal really wanted to come today, but she couldn't make it. So Sheetal is a athlete, she's a designer, entrepreneur. So we did this early morning at 6 o'clock at Flower Market, Pageant and bus stop event for cases. And my lights failed during this particular shoot. We had to manage without lights. It was interesting, whatever we could create. There's a little bit of discussion I see. I don't know, maybe I'm seeing it from this angle. This is Sheetal's sari from her collection. Sheetal also, this is my favorite shot. We stopped the rickshaw guy too. So if you see, most of the pictures have a particular way I've divided the spaces. Like there's like through color, through lines. So I've been taught in art college to divide space with circles, lines, textures, forms. And that's what I follow in my photography. And of course the light. It's so important. Anagha Ardekar, area of Himachal, also a teacher by profession, Vasco based. The first thing she asked me when I said it, to looking at my model, she said, "Do you think I'm worthy of being on camera?" That's the most common question I get asked by all women. No men will ever ask me this question, but women will always go, like, "Do you think am I worthy? You think I look good? You think I look fat? You think I look thin? Does my skin look okay?" That's my assistant there moving around. This was shot at Mama Kamat house. I could do a lot more work. During IFI shoots, I had to do one shot in like 2 minutes, right? And here I had like good half a day, so I could do a lot more work and treat it differently with light. So I had amazing time shooting this series. That's Federica. Everybody knows Federica. She's an author, special able person. So it was the most difficult shoot, yet the easiest. So it actually made me cry when they draped her a sari because she had to be laid on the bed and then roll this side, that side, because she can't keep her spine straight. So it was a tough shot. Kiran Thakur, she's a jewelry designer. This was in Bronze Manas at Durham. That's my favorite shot on the series. I'm going to go really quick. No, finish it. Almost done. And the last shot is of my house help, Bharti, who's been working with me for the last 16 years. I don't know if she's coming or she's sitting behind. And she was the first person, when Vivek told me about this project, she was the first person I asked, like, and she was in the house. I said, would you be would you like to be my model? She said no. So, and she was the last one I clicked. And I took her because I think she also deserves to be in this space. She works equally hard as any other artist, model, or engineer or doctor would, and she puts all her heart into her work, whatever she does. So that's happy. So Quaker. Yeah. And that's the last shot. Yes, yeah. The last shot in the same Indrawada village of Kumbis, where most of the Kumbis stay. This is in Kanpur, 1998. Right in front of you. Thank you. I'm not very great at words. I like to speak with my photographs. I cannot make great conversation. But thank you, Vimpana. Thank you, Vivek, for this opportunity.